Hi everyone, thank you for joining Stamping with Margaret. All right, this week we're going to be making some gift card holders. It's really a fun fold and it's pretty easy, so just watch the directions, and what's nice about it, you can stop and then rewind and go back over any of the steps that I'm going too fast for you. But look how cute this is. You'd go ahead and get your gift card, get yourself some glue dots, and grab one of them, put a little sticky right here. Here's one of the glue dots. Hopefully you can see them. Just go ahead and do this. And I would put a couple of them. And you just set it down just like this. And it will hold it right there. Now, one of the things you would think about, see, look, it just holds on to it. One of the things to think about is when you put your sentiment down, make sure you've got room for your gift card, okay? All right, so it goes right in here. And yes, it does. It fits right in one of our envelopes. Okay, so now there's a nice little gift card you could give to somebody. Okay, and here's another one that I did. A little bit different. This is the one we're going to make today. As you can see from this one, it's a little fancy. I used the curvy dies and made that one a little fancy, a little bit more feminine. But this one you could use for any occasion or any a male or a female. All right, so look how cute this turned out. What happens is if there's these little hollies right in the inside of the jingle bell. So I just took them and I glued them right onto the card right there. All right, so let's get started. In the email you got, the directions were to have a 10.5 by 5.5. Good to go. And you're going to be scoring that, but I'm going to walk you through the scoring, okay? I did put the scoring in the directions, but I want to walk you through it so you can see how to do it. Okay, so then your inside is the inside panel that will hold your gift card. This is going to be 5.25 by 3.25. And every layer we're going to add, we're just going to cut it down 1/4. So, yep, this one's going to be 5 by 3. Okay, and the next one where we're going to put the sentiment will be 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. Perfect. All right, let's get started. The last two pieces are going to be your designer series paper, which are going to be going on the front here. You're going to need one that measures 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then this piece right here, you're going to be able to use a whole piece of our 6 by 6 designer series paper. So this one, we're going to just cut this one down to measure 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. That way you can get everything out of the same piece of paper, okay? Okay, let's set those off to the side and we'll put this beauty up here. All right, now I want to walk you through on how to score your piece of paper. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to, our first score is going to be at 3.5. Okay, now remember, we're just scoring, so get that blade out of the way. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a score just like that, and then we're going to move it over to 7. All right, and we're moving it way over here to our 7-inch mark right here. We'll set her down so that it measures right at that, and we'll go ahead and give it a score. Okay, we're not done with this yet, but I am done with the long piece here, so we'll just go ahead and get rid of the leftover of that. Okay, here's the trick. What we're going to do is we're going to be making this angle right here. So we're going to measure this, and this measures to 2.5. So what we're going to do, watch how we do this. gonna get our scoring blade out of the way. We won't be needing it for a little while. We're gonna grab a pencil and we're going to come in and measure this right at 2.5. Okay, see right here at 2.5, and I'm going to use the well of my cutting blade, or my cutting here, and we're just going to go ahead and mark it at 2.5. Now we're using a pencil, that way we can go ahead and erase it later, right? Okay, I'm going to get my scoring blade out of the way because I'm going to bring it straight down. And we're going to measure it at 2.5 again. Here's our 2.5. And I'm going to put another pencil mark right there. Okay, let's open up. Now, here's the trick. We are going to take where our pencil mark is, and we're going to come up to our score mark, right, like this, because this is how we're going to get our angle. All right, so here's our score where we scored it. So on our fold right here, we're going to put that right in the cutting well. Going to make darn sure that our 2.5 inch mark is right there. Now we're going to bring in our cutting blade. We're just going to cut it straight down like that. Look at that, just perfect like that. Okay, we've got to do it on the other side too, right? Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to get our score mark right there, and then our pencil marks right here. So we want to line those up so that they are right in the well, so that when we cut it, it will be right inside and inside. Okay, here we go. We'll go ahead and cut it. Okay, that's both of our cuts. Look, see, this is how it works. All right, now you're going to need an eraser. I don't suggest you use this one. This one seems to leave marks, so I've got a really good gum eraser and an artist eraser, and I'm just going to erase the mark just like that. And then the other side also, just like that. All right, there goes all my pencil marks. Okay, now we're going to need to cut the pieces that are going to be going on the front, right? All right, so let's set this right here for now. Now with this one, we're going to measure this one at 2 3/8. So we're going to bring it in here, and we'll get our pencil out, and we're going to count down 8ths right here. 1, 2, 3. Line that up right along that 2 3/8, and there we go. We're going to close this down, and I'm going to make another pencil mark, just like that. Okay, and yep, what we're going to do, we're going to put it on the angle. Here's our 2 3/8, and here's our point here, and there's our 2 3/8 mark right there. All right, so let's make sure it's nice and lined up. The point's right where we want it. Now, I think I've told you before, be real careful. You don't want to cut right into that point because it will wrinkle up and mess up that edge on you. So you don't want to do that. If you're going to bring your blade in and set it down and then pull it towards you. And now you can push it towards that 2 3/8 mark. Set that over there, and now let's make sure it lines up. Look at that, perfect, 2 3/8. All right. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we've got to erase this so that it looks nice. All right, put this off to the side here. Now we still have to do the other one, right? The one that's going to be going on this side here. Well, actually, this side here, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is this one measures 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. So we want to go up just 1 1/4 on this one. So let's just set it right down here. Here's the 1 1/4 right here. Bring it down. Okay, can you see that? Yes, you can. Okay, now I'm going to close this down, and I'm going to put my pencil mark right there, just like that. Okay, now let's make sure that we've got it right. So we're going to cut it on an angle. All right, and there it is right there. So we're going to go like that. Okay, that's exactly right. So we're going to take our point there, and here's our pencil mark right here. So we're going to line those up. Here's our pencil mark. Here's our point. And let's go ahead and just give that a cut. Now what we want to do is make sure we get our fingers so that we keep it lined up. So I'm going to move it up a little bit because this is in the way right here. So I'm going to move it up, line it back up. So there's my pencil mark and there's my point. All right, here we go. Make sure my point's there. Yep. Okay, cut it just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and put all the extra pieces. Put those off to the side here. Okay, now we're done with this, so we'll go ahead and set it off to the side. We got to get rid of those pencil marks. All right. Okay, so now let's look at this. This is going to be our front. That's our inside. So here we go. Perfect. Okay, and then this one is going to go right there like that. Perfect. Okay, so let's glue it. Get some glue. I'm going to glue this down. All right, brand new thing of glue, so it's running pretty quickly. I don't want to get too much on it because then it would get all over the place. Okay, so now this is going to be our front flap, so we'll just go ahead and glue this down. Want to make sure that your edges all kind of line up. All right, so this is one thing that's nice about glue. Is see, I'm able to move it around a little bit. Yeah, let's see, just a little bit more. Probably be easier if I lay it out like this, but now it got a little bit too stuck, didn't it? Okay, you get the idea. Okay, so you'll want to make sure, mine isn't real good, but you can go ahead and make sure that yours is. So go ahead and look like that. That looks pretty darn good. Okay, now this is going to be the inside piece, so let's go ahead and glue this one down. And yes, I could have taken a whole sheet of paper, but it would have used 2 pieces of our 6x6 designer series paper. So don't need it in there, no one's ever gonna see it, so that's why I wanted to do it this way. Kind of saving you some paper. And also this piece here could also be a scrap that you had, and you don't have to cut into the whole piece of paper, right? All right, so let's line this one up. Put it just like that. I got way too much glue, so let's wipe some of that off. Okay, that turned out great. Whoops, I see a pencil mark there, so get rid of that. I'm not too sure where that came from. All right, there it is, just like that. Now, to close it up, we are going to use some tear tape. We sell this, it's in our catalog. It's a 2-sided tape, but what's really nice about it is you just lay it down near the edge, just like this. And then it's called tear tape because you just use your fingernail and pull it off, just like that. All right, and then we're gonna do this side too. I guess I could have run a continuous one, but I wanted to make sure that y'all understood that you gotta put a little bit along the inside one and the outside flap. And use my fingernail. And then we're going to come up this edge also because this is going to be the outside edge. All right, and I can cut it on an angle. Look at that. It's all the way you rip it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take these pieces off. I found that an easy way to do it is use your pick tool. Just go like this, pull it off, get underneath there like that, pull it off. And same thing here. Otherwise, you're trying to use your fingernails to get underneath there, and it's not always that easy, right? Okay, so, yep, we're going to take our left-hand flap. We're going to close it down. And now this is going to be at the front of our card, so let's fold that over. And just like that. Look, there's the body of your card. Here's the piece that's going to be going inside, and look. Fits just like that, no problems at all. Okay, so now that's the base of our gift card holder. So why don't we go ahead and do our little flap that goes inside. Let's start building it up. Okay, let's just put a, oh, look how pretty that side is too. I just want a little green, you know, make it your own. Go ahead and just put some glue on here. Line it up so that it's pretty even. Okay. Usually if you line up one corner the rest of it should line up. Okay, now here's why I use glue. Look at me, I'm having to move this around quite a bit. Okay, now that's that one. Perfect. Okay, now this will be the one that you will want to put a sentiment on. So let's get that out. I picked the same sentiment. I thought this was kind of nice. It says, a little something for you. It comes from our Christmas set, which is Wrapped in Christmas. Isn't that a pretty set? Oh, this is gorgeous. This is a beautiful saying. Comes out really, really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna get this all stamped up here. And don't forget, it's always a good idea to practice on a sheet of paper to make darn sure that your image is going to come out really nice and clean. So just go a little bit like that. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. So now I'm going to ink it back up, get some more ink on it. And we just want to pat, pat, pat. You don't want to push down real hard, because if you do, then the ink gets all around these edges and that can leave a shadow. So just a little bit of tap, tap, tap. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this up pretty close to the top. And we're going to try to make sure it's pretty crooked. I mean, pretty crooked, yeah, that's about it. Let's make sure it's pretty darn straight. Okay. Make sure we set it down. Leave it set just for a second or two, because that gives the ink a chance to adhere to the paper. Look at that. That turned out perfect. All right, let's close up the stamp pad before I end up with my elbows in it. All right, so here's our third layer. So let's go ahead and get that glued down. Now, if you don't know what you want to put on the sentiment, just leave it loose for now. You don't have to put it down until you're ready to give out the gift card to somebody. Okay, so let's line this one up. Same thing again. Try to get one corner, and it usually lines up pretty darn good. All right, here we go. Okay, now we need to get a hole in the top here so that we have some place to put our ribbon. So let's use this great little corner die. It also has a little hole there that makes a perfect hole for this. Press it down and look at that. There's our little hole. Okay, so now I've got some ribbon. I'm going to put my ribbon through here and give it a little tie. I'm not going to make a bow out of this one. You could make a bow if you want, like I did on the one, but this one I'm just going to be trying to make this really simple and easy for you guys so that you can throw it together real quick and easy if you got to jet off somewhere to give somebody a gift. All right, so here would be where I would put my gift card. See, with this just having the glue dots on it, it comes right off. It left a little mark, but doesn't matter because you've already given the gift to the person. So I'm gonna need to, then all they have to do is pull that right off, right? Because it's just a glue dot. Okay, now we'll put a couple of glue dots on here. And we'll just put one right here. And of course, Hobby Lobby. What a great gift card, huh? All right, so then we'll just set that down just like that. Tucks right in here, just like that. Now, let's make it fancy. I love these bells. So we'll go ahead and get our glue dots out again. I tied this little bow ahead of time because they're not easy to tie, especially when they're this little. So I just went ahead and did it ahead of time. Now I want my bell. Let's see. Let's put a glue dot on it right there so that it's not showing. All right. Let's see. Let's put this one on an angle. Take our bow, set that right there. And now I still have these two little ones. Look how cute these are. This is all a die set that comes in our Christmas catalog. So it's a beautiful, beautiful set. Now I'm gonna take my glue dot, stick it right on there, and let's stick that right there. And one more, and then we're done. Yes, it is really that easy. Now remember, just go back and go through my video just so that you know how easy it is. It really, really is. You'll enjoy doing it. And while you're doing it, why don't you just go ahead and make a couple of them, right? All right, here was our easy gift card for today. Who doesn't need a gift card holder, right? This will be last minute. You could throw this together. All right, everybody. That was our card for this week, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I don't remember if I wished you all a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you had a nice dinner. I know Buck and I did. We had the whole dinner with all the trimmings, and it was just wonderful. We talked to a few of our friends and our family and wished everybody else a happy Thanksgiving. All right, join me next week. I have another gift card holder for you. So if you get a chance and you get a chance to make these, please send me a picture because it'll be totally different than mine, right? I want to see them. I really enjoy seeing how you all do your own take on these cards and this gift card. All right, here's my email address. Send it over to mmmargiemo@AOL. All right, everybody, have the rest of the weekend and enjoy. And hopefully these winds will stop soon and we'll have a nice weekend. All right, everybody, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.